The slap came before the silence. Metal flashed, pain bloomed, and my left earring spun through the air like it was trying to escape the room before I did. 50 faces froze. White roses trembled on their stems. Somewhere behind me, the band missed a beat. I tasted copper and smiled anyway. The ballroom smelled like champagne and lilies, expensive, suffocating. My mother's hand hovered where my cheek had been, as if even she couldn't believe how easily she'd crossed that line. My father stood beside her, jaw set, eyes already counting the room. Always the accountant, always the math of control. "Give us the keys," Mom said again, loud enough for witnesses, not asking, declaring. I looked down at my clutch. My knuckles were steady. That surprised me. "No." The word landed soft and final, the kind of no you don't walk back. Gasps. My sister's veil quivered, cameras lifted, hungry. I felt the years compress inside my chest, every dinner where love had conditions, every compliment with a hook buried inside it. I bent, picked up my earring, and walked out. The hallway was cool and dim, velvet swallowing sound. I took my phone out like I'd rehearsed it, because I had. "Come now," I said. "Bring the file." An hour, that's all it took. Back inside, the reception tried to stitch itself together. Laughter too loud, glasses refilled too often. My parents held court, telling a version where I was ungrateful, unstable, dramatic. They always curated me best when I wasn't there to correct it. I waited in the corridor outside the ballroom doors. I listened to the music rise. I counted my breaths. When the doors opened again, it wasn't for me, it was for him. He walked in wearing a charcoal suit and a patience sharpened by years. The room shifted around him without understanding why. He didn't smile. He didn't need to. My mother saw his face and screamed. Not a gasp, a scream, raw and cracking, like something old had finally snapped. That sound took me back. There was a time when my mother braided my hair before school, when my father lifted me onto his shoulders at fairs. Back then, love didn't come with receipts. Then I grew up. Then I bought my own apartment. Then it became a family asset. Then it became leverage. They'd insisted the penthouse be in my name for tax reasons. Their words, their signatures. "You're responsible," they'd said, proud and possessive. I believed them because belief is easier than suspicion when you're raised on obedience. The demands started small. Let your sister use it for bridal photos. Host a dinner. Sign this. Just a formality. When I refused to hand over the keys permanently, the tone changed. Guilt sharpened into threat. Love became conditional again. So I did what they never expected. I listened. I noticed the gaps, the way my father flinched at certain questions, the bank statements that didn't quite line up, the loan taken against a property they didn't own, mine, the forged consent, my signature traced, not signed. I didn't confront them. I documented them. I hired a forensic accountant, quiet, methodical, the kind of man who walks into weddings and makes mothers scream. He found everything: shell transfers, falsified authorizations, a paper trail so clean it felt surgical. When my mother saw him, she tried to move. My father grabbed her wrist too late. The accountant spoke gently, like he was explaining a weather report. "Ma'am," he said, "the bank has questions." The room curdled. Guests leaned in. Phones rose again. My sister's makeup streaked as reality set in. Her wedding was about to become evidence. I stepped into the doorway. The accountant nodded at me. Respect, not pity. My mother's eyes found mine. For the first time, there was no script ready, no manipulation polished and waiting. Just fear. "You planned this," she whispered. I thought of the slap, the earring, the demand for my keys like I was a child again, meant to comply in public. "Yes," I said, calm, accurate. "I planned to stop you." The fallout was quiet and devastating. Accounts frozen, titles contested, my parents escorted out through a side exit meant for staff. The band played on, brave and wrong. Later, alone, I sat in my car and let the adrenaline drain. My cheek throbbed, my hands finally shook. Justice doesn't feel like triumph, it feels like oxygen after a long time underwater. I didn't destroy them, I removed their mask. The penthouse is still mine. The silence is mine too. I keep the earring on my nightstand now, a small piece of metal that reminds me how loud boundaries can be when you finally enforce them. Some betrayals end in screaming, some end in freedom. Mine did both.